I introduced the DREAM Act. And the DREAM Act said if you were brought here as a child, an infant, under the age of 16, and you completed high school, and you had no criminal record of any substance at all, if you served in our military or went 2 years to college, you'd have a chance to become an American citizen. That was the DREAM Act. I introduced it 13 years ago. 13 years ago. It has passed the House. It didn't pass the Senate that year. It has passed the Senate as part of comprehensive immigration reform, but it hasn't passed the House. So several years ago, I wrote to the president. I said to the president, with 22 other senators, would you consider issuing an executive order saying you will not deport these dream children, these dreamers, because they're eligible under bills that have passed both the House and the Senate. Give them a suspension of deportation and allow them to stay in the United States without fear of being deported. He signed the executive order. So far, 600,000, almost 600,000 have stepped forward, and they've agreed that they will submit the information to our government, and in turn, they will be spared deportation. They're getting on with their lives. They're going to school. They're getting jobs. Amazing things are happening. They're great stories, and I come to the floor and tell them all the time. But we still don't have the final law. We have the president's executive order, which gives them a break now, but we still don't have the final law to resolve it. I want to tell you a story about one of those dreamers today. Let's see if I've got these pictures correctly here. Yes, this is it. This is Marie Gonzalez Deal and her parents, Marvin and Marie Gonzalez. Marvin and Marie brought Marie from Costa Rica to the United States in 1991 when Maria was 5 years old. They came to the United States legally on temporary visas and settled in Jefferson City, Missouri. A lawyer said to them, put down roots, get a job, and you got a chance to become a citizen. The Gonzalez family bought a house, paid their taxes, were active members of their church. Marvin was a mail courier for the Missouri governor. Marina taught Spanish at a local school, and Marie was at the top of her high school class. They thought they'd done everything right. But then Marie's family was placed in deportation proceedings. The community in Jefferson City was angry that a good family like this, that was a part of their community, was facing deportation. They rallied around him. I first met Marie in 2005. She was one of the first dreamers to tell her story publicly. Back then, it was a pretty courageous thing to do. It still is. At my request, the Department of Homeland Security granted Marie a stay of deportation. But on July 5th, 2005, 9 years ago, Marie's parents were deported back to Costa Rica. In 2008, Marie graduated from Westminster College in Missouri with a degree in political science and business. But her parents couldn't be there to see her. They'd been deported back to Costa Rica. In 2009, Marie married her college sweetheart. They planned a second ceremony in Costa Rica so the parents could be part of it. On Thanksgiving 2010, Marie and her husband flew to Costa Rica. And as you can see from this picture, they were elated to see one another for the first time in 5 years. Just a few hours later, Marvin, her father, who had prostate cancer, collapsed. He was rushed to the hospital, passed away later that same day that this photograph was taken. Luckily, they got to see him before he passed away. The family held a funeral the next day and carried on with the planned wedding, the Costa Rica wedding, the following day, with an empty chair at the head table for her deceased father. Today, Marie is the proud mother of an 11-month-old baby girl, Araceli. In March 2014, Marie became a citizen of the United States. Here's what she wrote to me in a letter. I was very blessed and thankful to get the opportunity to stay in the United States on a temporary visa and be able to finish my education, get a job, find my soulmate, and eventually become a citizen, though at the cost of not spending that time with my family and feeling alone for so long. My family was torn apart when I was 18 and will never, ever be able to be reunited. My immigration struggle continues until the day I can once again have my mom at my side. I hope other families don't have to endure this pain. There are 11 million stories in America, many of them just like this.